Hello, History and Heritage Explorers. In this next series of videos, we will be traveling to our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., to learn more about that historic city. So sit back and enjoy. Hey, History and Heritage Explorers. Right behind me is the Lincoln Memorial, so let's go explore this historic landmark here in Washington, D.C. In this temple, as in the hearts of the people for whom he saved the Union, the memory of Abraham Lincoln is enshrined forever. These are the words engraved on the wall behind the sculpture of the President in the Lincoln Memorial. The Lincoln Memorial was built to remember Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln was the 16th President of the United States of America. Considered one of this country's greatest leaders, he led the nation during the American Civil War, fulfilling his promise to save the Union. Known as the Great Emancipator, he also ended slavery in the United States. The memorial is in the National Mall in Washington, D.C., near the Potomac River. It has been used as a stage for many different events and is a popular site for tourists. If you're lucky, you might catch a glimpse of the current president arriving at the White House on Marine One. Architect Henry Bacon designed the Lincoln Memorial. He wanted it to look like the Parthenon, an ancient temple in Athens, Greece. The building features 36 marble columns, which are each 37 feet tall. Each column represents the State of the Union at the time of Lincoln's death in 1865. Construction began on February the 12th, 1914, Abraham Lincoln's birthday. It was completed in 1922 after being delayed during World War I. Over 50,000 people were on hand at the dedication and the memorial services, including Abraham Lincoln's oldest and only surviving son, Robert Todd Lincoln. While the outside of the memorial is an architectural work of art, the true treasure lies inside. As you walk through the massive columns after climbing 87 steps from the reflecting pool, a marble statue of Abraham Lincoln seated on a chair greets you. The statue is 19 feet tall and was designed by Daniel Chester French. French depicted Lincoln with his left hand clenched to symbolize his determination to see the Civil War through to its conclusion, and his right hand is open to represent a desire to welcome the vanquished Confederacy back into the Union without vengeance. The Gettysburg Address is carved into the south wall. His second inaugural address is carved into the north wall. These two speeches are not just President Lincoln's most well-known speeches, they are considered two of the most famous speeches in American history. Because Lincoln is associated with freeing the slaves, the memorial has been the center for civil rights protests in the United States. Marian Anderson sang there because she could not sing in Constitution Hall. On August 28, 1963, Dr. Martin Luther King delivered his I Have a Dream speech there on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial.
I have a dream My poor little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
And during the Vietnam War, President Richard Nixon met with protesters who were there at the memorial. Here are some other facts about the Lincoln Memorial that you might not know. Architect John Russell Pope submitted several designs for the memorial, including a stepped Mayan-type temple with a huge eternal flame on top. Pope's design for the Lincoln Memorial was rejected, but he did have the winning design for the Jefferson Memorial. Lincoln Memorial Commission member and Kentucky Congressman Joseph Blackburn broke ground on the Lincoln Memorial. Blackburn served as a lieutenant colonel in the Confederate Army during the Civil War. Congressman Blackburn said, "This memorial will show that Lincoln is now regarded as the greatest of all Americans, and that he is so held by the South as well as the North." During World War II, the Army set up anti-aircraft guns around Washington, D.C. to protect the capital in case of an attack. In September of 1942, an anti-aircraft crew accidentally fired off 4 rounds, and 3 of them hit the memorial. And almost 45 years after it was built, in 1966, the Lincoln Memorial was one of the first monuments to be included in the National Registry of Historic Places. The Lincoln Memorial is known as a place of hope, inspiration, and reflection for all who visit. It is managed by the National Park Service, and over 7 million visitors annually make their way to the top of the steps to gaze and pay their respects to the 16th president. Because of the monument's popularity, it is one of the most recognized memorials in the world. It can be found on the back of a U.S. penny and even our $5 bills. If you want to visit the Lincoln Memorial, you don't need to make a reservation or appointment. It is open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Many people take the opportunity to visit Abraham Lincoln in the evening hours for a quieter, more intimate visit. And remember, boys and girls, if you want to learn more about President Abraham Lincoln, visit your local or school library and check out one of the many books available about our 16th president. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the History and Heritage Explorers. Thank you for watching this video.